Super Bowl 57 is almost upon us. The Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the Kansas City Chiefs at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Here to talk about the big game is Louis DiBiase from Locked On Eagles. Louis, how are you doing today?
How's it going, Cal? Can't believe we're here. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl just 5 years after winning it all, but it feels so similar and yet so different all at the same time. I really can't believe we're back here, but at the same time, you should expect this team to get this far with how talented they've been.
Absolutely. And that's exactly where I wanted to start is the feelings, man. What is the vibe with this team going into Super Bowl 57?
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought about it the other day. It's like, would this Super Bowl feel as good as the first one in 2017, right? Once you win that second, third, fourth, you become like the New England Patriots. You wonder, are the feelings and the emotions the same? But I think because this team is pretty much completely different outside of Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Lane Johnson, and Jason Kelce, that it is just as new, just as exciting as a feeling for all these new players to try to win that first ring against Patrick Mahomes and a team that's done it before, and Andy Reid. There's so many great storylines, but I think the emotions are high. I think the nerves are there too. But for this team, even for the ones that weren't here for the first championship, I think they're ready to go. A lot of these guys are made for this moment. Big college football games, clutch, mature players, and I think they're going to take the opportunity to its advantage on Sunday. And I'm excited to see what they can do on this platform.
This Super Bowl features a lot of interesting storylines. You have the Kelce brothers playing each other. You have Andy Reid coaching against his former team, Nick Sirianni coaching against his former team. What intrigues you the most about Super Bowl 57?
There's so many different ones, of course, too. I think how far Jalen Hurts has come. Last year, I remember watching Chiefs Bills and thinking there's no way the Eagles could keep up in this kind of offensive fight. And here we are a year later, and Hurts is one of the MVP finalists next to that other quarterback in Mahomes. I think that's definitely a key storyline that I'm looking at is if they get into a situation kind of like Super Bowl 52, where the other quarterback, who's one of the greatest ever, Tom Brady and now Mahomes, is going off, right? And he's having success in the passing game. Can Jalen Hurts and this offense keep up? I think they can. It's crazy how much confidence I feel like I have now in this offense versus last year. So that's a big storyline. But as you mentioned, there's so many great ones. But the quarterback battle to me is always the most fun, especially on this stage. It just feels good to be confident in your quarterback in a Super Bowl.
So let's dive a little bit deeper in there. The Kansas City Chiefs are a great opponent. They're obviously led by Patrick Mahomes. So what is the key for the Eagles to slow him down on Sunday?
Yeah, I think the ankle is going to be a lot healthier, right? He's had 2 weeks to get better. He looked way better in the AFC Championship than in the divisional round when he suffered it. I think getting to Mahomes, creating pressure with Hassan Reddick, who's been the hottest player maybe in football in the playoffs, and Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, this deep defensive line, if they can make him force his mobility to use that ankle, that could definitely be to their advantage. I think they just got to take out Travis Kelce, though, to be honest. That's easier said than done, but outside of Travis Kelce, there's not really a receiver that I'm nervous can beat Darius Slay, James Bradbury, and Avonte Maddox. If they can just stop Travis Kelce and force Juju Smith-Schuster and Marquez Valdes-Scantling to beat you, I think you can live with that result, whatever happens.
Let's flip it. How does Jalen Hurts attack the Kansas City Chiefs defense?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a game where they need to be balanced. I think they need to obviously have a better passing attack than they did last week against the San Francisco 49ers. But at the same time, continue to do what got you here. Continue to run the football. This offensive line is just on fire right now. So is Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell, who's led the Eagles in rushing. Rely on the legs of Jalen Hurts, this elite offensive line, and these tandem of running backs. You obviously have to pass the football, and I think they can do it. I think this Chiefs defense is not as talented as San Francisco's, but at the same time, to me, running the football, just do what you know you do best.
The biggest question, who is taking home the Lombardi Trophy on Sunday night?
Cal, I really do think it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, and I think it's going to be an incredible story to see their first 2 rings in 5 years were against Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid and Bill Belichick. You could argue it's 2 of the greatest coaches of all time and 2 of the greatest quarterbacks. That storyline is so juicy, and man, I really want this ring. I think the Eagles are going to get it done on Sunday.
Those Eagles are going to fly. Eagles fly at the Super Bowl 57, which airs Sunday night at 6:30 on Fox 43. Thanks for joining us today, Louis.
Thanks, Cal.